Then the shepherd boy talks to the mighty king.
Is he a California raisin dressed as a king?
It's possible. Because then the king talks to the people everywhere, which could include the raisins.
It's true. That's Whitney Houston, by the way, back in the day. JJ Carafano. Jimmy, what's going on, buddy?
How about a little Trans-Siberian?
There is something that
Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
Yeah.
Personally as an individual
Well,
make the world safer,
I have a story about that.
That is listen to Almond in the morning.
He was just there.
Yeah, I wore a very festive Christmas suit to Trans-Siberian Orchestra to present a check to Shriners Hospital on the stage there.
Oh, how cool!
And of course, but all these guys, they've got hair down to their waist. They're all in black leather, and everybody else is in black. And I'm like, I look like a complete idiot.
Oh, you know what? Calling in, getting up early and coming in, it was worth it just to hear that.
Oh yeah, no, it was. I have something on Facebook about it, but yeah, it was really like because they do a little more. They do Christmas music, but they're not really like. It's not like.
Right.
I look like Andy Williams. Let's put it that way.
Oh man.
And I went.
Hey, so
yeah,
we're putting a government together.
Yeah, right. So what's your take on what's going on and how it's going?
I think it's gone. Great. I know we talked about this before. So I wasn't on the Romney transition team, but I worked a lot with them, and I actually think this is going really well. And a lot of people don't realize this is the first presidential transition that we've had like this in the history of presidential transitions. And the reason for that is when the Bush guys came in, they said, we can never have a risk that 9/11 happens on January 20th, and the government coming in isn't prepared to do everything on day one. And so the Bush people put an enormous amount of effort into ensuring that the incoming administration, regardless of who they were prepared for the job. And then that was actually what the model that they set up was actually put into law. But we never exercised it in 2012 because we didn't have a change of administration. So this is the first time we've ever done that under law. And it actually fits well with kind of how Trump's saying, because this is really about mergers and acquisitions, right? So the merger is the first thing that happens the day after the election is you merge your transition team with all the people that were out on the campaign trail, and that becomes the people that are, and then the acquisition is essentially you're going in and you're taking over the federal government, and so you have to have people that go in and look at the agencies and come back and say, okay, this is what you're going to see when you show up on January 20th. So that's what I've been involved in.
So now, how do you see the Tillerson appointment?
I think it's going to be good. I honestly, I think the Russia stuff is mostly a bunch of news people running around looking for stories. I mean, Exxon was a global company. They did business all over the world. They're not going to say bad things. And when you're the head of a company, you're representing the interests of your company. But when Tillerson is confirmed as the Secretary of State of the United States, he will represent the interests of the United States. Everybody that I have talked to who knows this guy, and actually now it's remarkable how many people I know who know this guy. Who knew? Think the world of him. Think he's going to be great.
Now, what about this thing happening in Aleppo? Why is it that there's a focus on Russia and their involvement as opposed to Iran and their involvement?
Well, that's very easy to explain because the President Obama signed the Iran deal, and he has no interest in turning a spotlight on what a horrific enabler Iran is for this genocidal regime in Syria.
Well,
just that simple.
I figured that was the answer. I just wanted to get you to say it. I mean,
you're in trouble.
Well, no, I mean, I'm serious. It just was so. Everything was so hyper focused on Putin yesterday with the Aleppo thing, and there was like zero mentioned. It seemed of Iran.
Yeah, I mean, Iran's been a very negative player in the region. And we have a bit of this. The news is coming out now that the administration actually knew about the Russian hacking, and they didn't do anything about it because they thought, Clinton will just win, so it's no big deal. But that is an interesting story of itself, but it is emblematic of little bits and pieces that are going around all over the world. So while Obama's trying to get his last little regulation in, so nobody can screw their light bulbs in from left to right or something, Russia and China and Iran are running around and doing every little thing they can think of to squeeze every little advantage they can before the new guy takes office.
Wow.
And this administration is consciously desiring not to kind of draw attention to that.
Right. You going to be in D.C. on the 20th for the inauguration?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
And then on the January 21st, I'll be back at Heritage.
Okay.
Doing what we do.
Nice. Well, I might see you.
That'd be awesome.
I'll give you a shout. We'll work it out. But anyway.
Make some s'mores down there by the Capitol steps while we're waiting for the big ceremony.
Can we do that?
No.
Oh, okay. I just thought maybe that was a thing.
Little Kenneth, just go up to the security lounge, your little Kenneth Sterno with your bag of, graham crackers and chocolate, and say, yeah, we're just going to make some s'mores while we're waiting.
Yeah, boy, Kansas Sterno. I'm sure those will get right through the security detail. All right, buddy. Listen, great talking to you. Safe travels, and thanks for joining us.
All right. See you soon.
All right, Jim Carafano at